Hello everyone, and welcome to our story corner. Today we have a wonderful tale about two best friends, Oskar the stork and Lulu the hedgehog. Are you ready? Let's begin. One sunny morning, Oskar the stork and Lulu the hedgehog decided to go shopping together. Their mission to buy a brand new tie. They walked into a big, bright shop, and their eyes widened with excitement. Everywhere they looked, there were ties. Ties of all colors, ties with stripes, ties with spots, and ties with sparkly patterns. They hung in long rows, like a rainbow of fabric. Wow, look at all these ties, chirped Lulu, his little nose twitching with delight. There are so many. Squawked Oskar, craning his long neck to see the ones at the very top. It was so hard to choose just one. They spent a long time looking, touching the soft fabrics, and imagining how they would look. Lulu pointed to a bright yellow one, and Oskar showed him a deep blue one with little clouds on it. After much searching, they finally found the perfect ties. Oskar picked out a lovely pink tie decorated with bright blue squares. He thought it was the most stylish tie he had ever seen. Lulu, on the other hand, was drawn to a sleek black tie covered in beautiful, colorful flowers. It looked so cheerful and fun. They paid the shop owner, thanked him, and proudly walked out of the store with their new purchases. Back at home, they couldn't wait to try them on. Oskar carefully looped the pink and blue tie around his long, elegant neck. Lulu did the same with his flowery black tie. They both stood in front of a big mirror, ready to admire their new look. But then, oh dear, something was very, very wrong. Oskar's brand new tie was far too short. It barely reached halfway down his long, slender neck. It just dangled there, looking very small and a little bit silly. He bent his head all the way down to get a better look at it. "Oh la la," Oskar said, his voice full of surprise. "This looks so strange. It's probably better not to wear a tie at all than to look this funny." He felt a little bit disappointed. Then Lulu looked down at his own tie, and what he saw was even stranger. His tie was much, much too long. It was so long, in fact, that the tip of it was touching the floor. It lay in a little puddle of fabric at his feet. "Oh my," Lulu thought to himself, wiggling his nose. "If I try to take even one step, I'll trip right over this tie and fall flat on my face." He imagined tumbling head over heels, and it didn't seem like a very good idea. Just as they were starting to feel sad, they heard a friendly voice. It was the shop owner. He had seen them looking puzzled from his window. He came over with a warm smile. "Wait just a moment," he said kindly. "Don't you worry. I know exactly how to fix this." The clever shop owner took out a big pair of shiny scissors. With a confident snip, snip, he carefully cut off the extra long part of Lulu's flowery tie. Then he took out a needle and some pretty pink thread. With quick, neat stitches, he sewed the piece he had just cut from Lulu's tie onto the end of Oskar's short tie. It was a perfect match. He handed the ties back to the two friends. "Here you go," he said. "Try them on now." Oskar and Lulu put their ties on again. They stood in front of the mirror and gasped. It was perfect. Oscar's tie was now just the right length, draping beautifully down his neck. And Lulu's tie was the perfect size for a little hedgehog, ending neatly just above his paws. They looked so dapper and smart. Oskar smiled the biggest, happiest smile. He fluffed out his feathers and straightened his tie. "I've never had such a wonderful tie before," he declared joyfully. Lulu wiggled with happiness, his flowery tie bouncing with every wiggle. And so, thanks to a little bit of clever thinking and kindness, Oskar the stork and Lulu the hedgehog had the most perfect ties in the whole world. They spent the rest of the day showing them off to all their friends. What a sweet story. It shows that sometimes, with a little teamwork and creativity, any problem can be solved. Thank you so much for listening with us today. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fun adventures. We'll see you next time. Bye.